So one of the biggest problems with KAYO is that his flash is slow and takes some time, and he's a bit clunky. It takes some time to get used to it. I'm going to show you 5 insanely powerful execute lineups that can help KAYO a lot. And by execute lineups, I mean using all the 3 at the same time from the same exact place. Something which is very common in CSGO. And trust me, you want to learn this. Let me go straight off the back with a lineup that's going to flash above. This flash is a really good flash. It will flash above, blinding anybody in these corners as well as heaven. And I will arrow here as well as nade here. So it's a really good execute. Let me just show you first. For all the 3 positions, you just come over here and aim at this dot and just align your stuff. After that, let's go through the lineup. First, the dagger lineup. For the dagger, you want to look at this vertex here and align this vertex with this vertex over here, which is having this L shape like this, and do a left click through, and this dagger is going to land above like that. It will detect if anybody's here or here or here or here. For this nade lineup, you need to align this right side dot with this corner over here exactly, and you need to do a jump throw. So this will land exactly generator. For the flash lineup, it's pretty easy. Let's just come over to the same place again and aim at this dot over here. If you can see clearly, there is a small dot, and do a running jump throw. Now, how much you run is just dependent on you, to be honest. You can run how much amount you want, but I would suggest just running up to the maximum velocity and throw when you get the maximum velocity. So like that. So it flashes right there, blinding anybody heaven, under here as well as here. So in an execute, this is how it looks. You first throw the dagger, then the grenade, and then the flash. The dagger will give you information early on, so if anybody is peeking, they will have information about these places. The grenade will flush these people out, and the flash will help them push in. So this is how it looks.
Suppressing. Grenade out. Flashbang.
Okay, so for the next lineup will give you information of generator and heaven, and it will nade out anybody who is in this corner. Okay, for this lineup, the exact same position to save lineup remembrance. For the arrow, you aim over here at the bottom tip of this cloud. So if the cloud is curving, you aim at the bottom of the curve. So this should land exactly on this wall, giving you pretty vital information. The nade is simple. You just come over here and you aim at the midpoint of these 2 imaginary lines. So you just aim middle over here and do a jump throw. There you go. The flash is the exact same. You just aim over here, do a run throw. So this is how the execute looks like. One thing to note is that you want to throw the flash when the teammates are prepared to enter the site. So once the arrow lands and the nade lands, you have to throw the flash afterwards. But for the sake of timing, to show you how they look, I'm going to throw the flash early. But just don't throw the flash early like I'm showing you right now. Throw this, do this, then you get ready with the flash and throw them at the same time. Okay, so the next execute is for a mid execute at the start of the round. So one of the most challenging things in mid is of course the A shot person. Most people would smoke or molly, which is what we are going to do. But after that, it's quite difficult to follow up. With KAYO, it's more easier. You can arrow over here, which will disable any traps if the sentinel is present over here, or at least give us any information that, oh, there is a mid presence by somebody. And it will also give you more information, like if there is a one guy over here and one guy over here, the dagger will detect 2 people. So that's a pretty huge information. And the flash will go over here right above the gate. So for all the 3 lineups, what you want to do is you want to come over here and spot this bold line, and you want to go to the left one. Just go straight over here. Then what you want to do is, there is a curve over here and you want to aim at the bottom of this curve and do a jump throw. You have some margins of error, so you don't have to worry about the precision of this lineup. And this is good. The dagger lineup is pretty simple. You go to the same spot and you aim at this point and do a throw. Look at the map as well. You are able to get information of mid pizza, like this corner, and anywhere in market, as well as anybody who is doing aggro peaks at this right corner. The lineup for flashbang is pretty simple. You just aim at the top of the box and do a running jump through.
Flash.
One thing to note is that when you're throwing this flashbang, you will have to like swerve to the right immediately. So if you do like this, you want to also strafe right, because if the opper is there, the opper will be able to peek, and the opper will be able to see when you're jumping. And in Radiant and Immortals, it is pretty easy to hit that shot. So once you're throwing the jump flash, you need to jump and also swerve to the right. Like that. The flash will explode right above this gate over here, and the reason it's powerful is because if anybody's peeking over here, right, they won't be able to see the flash coming through, and they will be blind, giving these people a huge advantage when peeking. So this is how the entire execute looks like. So you want to throw the grenade first, and then the arrow, and then the flashbang, and this is how it looks. Throw this, then you throw this, and then you throw this. So when the flash goes out, the grenade lands. Once the grenade lands, these guys will be safe to peek, and since the flash has landed, they will also be able to peek and maybe get a pick, or at least get some space, which is very important. If you want to do a follow-up flash to this, right, if the enemy is pushing back, you simply just come forward and do a jump throw like this, and it's a pretty decent flash. It should blind anybody who has fell back and is trying to peek like this. They will not expect the second flash, and then they are blind. So it's also a pretty good flash. Let's go through the B execute. There are 2 B executes, like the 2 A executes, and it's just 2 different styles. The first style will involve a arrow that comes over here, which clears this corner, this corner, this corner. It doesn't clear this corner, and it will also give information on this corner, this lane, and the place over here. Okay, so for the arrow, what you want to do is, if you see clearly, there is a bold line over here which is in white. It's the second line from here. What you want to do is you want to aim this specific line to, you want to match the vertical with this and the horizontal with this. So this is how it looks like that. And you want to do a jump, left click throw, and this will land on top of this box. Okay. As you can see, that is pretty big information. The grenade lineup, you want to come over here and you want to line up the dot over here with the middle of the T at the top, so over here. And what you want to do specifically for this is you want to throw the grenade right after you jump, like that, with almost no delay. And this will land over here inside, and this is a really powerful lineup. The reason it's powerful is because it will definitely block anybody from peeking, and it will also block anybody who is above from peeking. And since the molly lands very inside, it's also difficult to peek. As you can see, it is quite difficult to peek when the persons are crossing, which is huge, pretty huge. For the flashbang, what you want to do is, for this, you can just aim over here at the edge of this lamp and run forward for a long distance till your crosshair crosses this bottom, and then do a jump throw. That's the first flash. The second flash is we want to blind lane. And to do that, most people will do a flash like this, which works pretty fine. What I would do is a backwards flash. This is 13 meters. If you haven't seen my guide, make sure to check it out. But if the flash works perfectly with 17 meters. So right now I'm 11 meters, so I can do a backwards running flash like this, which is a really good pop flash. That's the flash that I would use. But you can mix it up if you want. You can throw a flash like this, or you want to throw, you can just do a jump bounce flash like this. Even that's fine. So this is how the entire execute looks like. Throw this, aim over here, and flash, and flash. Yeah, so this flash, by the way, I forgot to mention this. It blinds deep over here. The reason this is a good flash is because anybody opping or anybody peeking will be blind. Anybody who's even here will be blind. This is a really good information and a good flash for this reason. It blinds both left and right, giving you enough time to cross. Of course, most controllers will smoke over here and here before entering site, right? So why am I doing this? Well, biggest problem with entering site is utilities and utilities being thrown at you. Flashing CT will delay any utility coming to B main. Nading market will also disable any utility coming to B main. And the arrow landing on site will also delay any utility for a long time coming to B main, which means everybody is paralyzed. No one can use their utility when you're throwing such flash and such nades and arrows. That's why this is a really good execute. And if you throw it far enough, the flash will also blind anybody in stairs. So that's another bonus in case you want more bonuses. The next exec lineup is a really simple lineup. You just want to come over here, right? What this exec lineup is that the arrow will land here, giving information on CT, close CT, as well as market, but also disabling their utility, which is a big information. Some killers will put their turret over here and hide over here, or they'll put their turret over here and hide here. This arrow should hopefully stop them from doing such a thing. And of course, anybody in the market will also be affected with this dagger, so they will not be able to throw any utility as well, which gives you a huge advantage. The grenade will land on stairs because stairs is a big problem, and this execute uses 2 flashes. The first flash will land right outside by bouncing on this. This will blind anybody in lane as well as market, which is a huge advantage. Marketplace will not even expect this flash. The second flash will be more aggressive and coming over here and blinding, which will blind anybody in this area as well as coming, which is a really strong lineup. So let me just show you how it works. The grenade lineup is simple. You want to aim the middle and go up till this line is horizontally at the same level with this corner, and do a simple left click throw. And anybody will have to come out. Like, there is no way they can tank it. It's very hard to tank it. The arrow is simple. You just aim at the nose of the giraffe and do a left click throw. See that? The flashes are a bit tricky. For the first flash, which will land over here and blind anybody in these 2 corners, you want to aim at the tip of this vertex and just outside the tip of the vertex and do a left click throw, and it goes outside. So just outside. Right there, blinding anybody in these 2 corners. This won't blind the people in market if they are peeking like this, because the flash goes here. So that's why we had to make another flash. The second flash is also a bit tricky. You want to aim at this, this second line, third line. You want to aim at the middle of these 2 lines and at the top edge over here. And this is a precise lineup. Your center should line up exactly with the top edge. You see that, right? It bounced and then it landed right outside. Anyway, the whole execute looks like this. You line up horizontally, you throw this like this, and you throw a flash like this, you throw a flash exactly like this. There. You can shuffle the flashes as well. You can throw the close flash first and the far flash second if you want to do a more aggressive fast hit. That's also fine. But I would suggest the second lineup if you want to quickly go through the side without being interfered. So that's huge. Let me know if you want more lineups for other maps, and I'll catch you all next time.